Hi cuties, my name is Hanako Kozumi and this is the channel Nerdy Nekoma. Everything here is about Haikyu chat stories and fanfic. Thanks for joining us today. If you like this video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. And with that, welcome to today's video, or in other words, BokuAkaKuroKen reacts to In Another Life. This has been requested a while back, and now I finally got to do it. I'm really excited. About potential content warnings, I think the title is content warning enough. If you're still willing to do this to yourself, congratulations, you are insane, but you're not alone. This is why we are all here. Also, I have a very interesting announcement at the end, so if you want to stay tuned for that, I hope you will like it. And now, enjoy. It was a Friday evening. Nothing exciting or even out of the ordinary happened, but Akashi and Kenma could see Kuro getting more and more agitated. It wasn't the first time this happened. Whenever Bo was running late, Kuro seemed to get uneasy. It had been like this for weeks. Tetsuro. Kuro's nervousness was contagious. He really needed to calm down or Akashi would freak out himself. Huh? Akashi sighed. He is fine. I'm sure Ko will storm through that door any minute now. The training just took a little longer, that's all. That's not healthy. He can't overwork himself all the time. He needs to rest. Akashi gave him a puzzled look, surprised by the sudden outburst. He put his book aside and walked over to Kuro. The former sailor sat down next to the taller and snuggled closer to his side. I know you are worried about him. I am too, but don't you think that's taking it a bit too far? I know. It's just... He stopped mid-sentence, unsure how to continue. Akashi could feel the tension in his body. It's not healthy for you to worry so much as well. I know. Kuro sighed in defeat. Sorry for raising my voice. Akashi nodded slowly and got comfortable in Kuro's arms, who subconsciously started to play with the dog curls. Kenma returned to focus on his Nintendo Switch, but his mind was occupied with the rising suspicion towards the other. Kuro was always quick to worry when it came to the people he cared for. But usually it was less obvious and remained within a reasonable amount. As soon as he heard the doorbell, Kuro startled before jumping up and running to meet Bokuto halfway. Hey! Kuro hugged him tightly. Kuro, I'm happy to see you too, but maybe I should shower first? The ravenet slowly nodded against his neck. I'll prepare a bath for you. You don't have to. I want to... You need to rest. Bokuto looked at him confused. Kuro? Kenma tugged at the taller's shirt to gain his attention. Can I talk to you for a second? The ravenet seemed hesitant at first, before nodding slowly. Kenma, what is going on? Nothing, Ko. I just wanted to ask Tetsu something. Kenma got up on tiptoes in front of the ace and pulled him down a little by his collar. The other followed his lead willingly and leaned into a soft and welcoming kiss. Welcome home. He gave him one of these rare, affectionate smiles before taking Kuro's hand and pulling him towards this gaming room. So? You realized that you were the one who dragged me in here, right? Kenma rolled his eyes. We both know what the question is. He crossed his arms. Why are you acting so weird? I'm not. R2. They were staring at each other challengingly. The tension between them felt thick, and their eyes were filled with determination. After none of them gave in for almost 5 minutes, Kenma was the one who broke eye contact. But instead of admitting defeat, he tried a different approach. Deliberately, he walked over to the other and sat down beside him. Kuro, please, what is going on? He paused. You are always there for me. Now, let me return the favor. Kuro sighed. You are worried about me being worried? Don't you think that's a bit hypocritical of you, kitten? Kenma snuggled closer to his side and looked up at him while hugging his arm. This is hardly fair. He groaned. Kenma smirked a little. It wasn't fair, and he knew it. Not that he felt any remorse. For whenever he was gaming and Kuro wanted his attention, he was always playing dirty as well. He would hug him, so far so normal and tolerable, but in this case, his hands would quickly find places they didn't belong, and he would whisper obscene promises in his ears so that he would lose focus. Please tell me. I don't want to. Why? A part of Kenma wanted to feel hurt and accuse Kuro of not trusting him. But the much bigger part yearned for a logical explanation. As much as his intrusive thoughts tried to convince him otherwise, he knew that Kuro suddenly losing his trust in him wasn't logical. I don't want you to experience what I do. Talking about it can help. You wanted me to talk about the things that are burdening me, even though it was burdening you as well. He sighed. It's a little different than that. Kuro threw a swift glance at Kenma before pulling him into his arms and started slowly rocking them back and forth. You see, I read something recently. A fanfic. That in itself was nothing unusual. It was actually one of the things he and Akashi liked to talk about. It wasn't a normal fanfiction. Kenma raised an eyebrow. It was about us. Specifically, Ko and Kichi. Was about to happen since you're famous now. He almost didn't mean it sarcastically. Kenma waited for Kuro to continue, but he didn't. Did it... He didn't really know how to ask, or what to ask exactly. The blonde just helplessly stumbled over his own words as he tried to urge Kuro to continue. The other sighed and looked back at Kenma. The moment their eyes met, rendered the smaller speechless. Kuro's were filled with grief and something like remorse as he smiled sadly. Do you really want to know? Kenma gulped but nodded. He had to know. It was about Ko. His voice broke and he had to force himself to continue. He suffered from a rare disease. It caused him to be unable to sleep, and that it killed him. A few tears gathered and fell down to the floor. Kuro, that was just a story. I know, but Kenma, you don't understand. It was written so well, and I can't stop thinking about it. What if one of us gets sick? What if it's lethal and there is no cure? What do we do then? I can't lose any one of you. More tears followed, and he hugged Kenma tighter. His body was shaking slightly by silent sobs as he tried to catch his breath. I can't. I know. You won't. He returned the hug and buried his face in Kuro's chest. What if we have no control over that? He didn't. In the story, he didn't. Shh. It's alright. He is alright. Kenma sat up in his lap and gently put his hands on either side of his face. His fingers caressed the wet skin softly and wiped the tears away. We are all fine. It's just a story. It's like you said, diseases like that are really rare. He let his head slump against Kuro's chest and pulled him closer again. Can I see it? Huh? The fanfic. Can I see it? Kuro hesitated. Why? His voice sounded strained. Please, I want to know what made you sad. Kuro chuckled sadly. Can I convince you somehow not to read it? Kenma shook his head and grinned slightly. Kuro sighed. Fine. Here. He opened something on his phone and handed it to the blonde. Thanks. In Another Life by Little Luxury. It had been some time since Akashi set foot into that hospital. It was a dreary place. Do you understand now? Kenma nodded slowly while handing him the phone. It's perhaps best if we don't tell Kiji and Ko about this. Yeah. Still, it's just a story. We don't need to worry. He smiled at Kuro, but it was a little off, and his voice sounded strained. I know. He gently placed a hand on Kenma's cheek and caressed the soft skin. I love you. Thanks for listening to me. Always. Kenma leaned into the touch and looked up at him with these incredible amber eyes. They displayed so many emotions and so much compassion that it was just ridiculous to Kuro how anyone could ever think that he was cold or indifferent towards others. Their foreheads touched, and they stayed like this for a while, just giving each other comfort and warmth. A tender smile tugging their lips upward. Hey, are you feeling better now? Boku Bokuto slowly entered the room. Kuro and Kenma separated. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. You didn't. You could never. Kuro reached for him and invited Bokuto to the hug, which the other immediately accepted. Kenma wanted to step aside a bit to give them space, but Bokuto pulled him into the embrace as well. The blonde laughed and snuggled closer. It was about me, wasn't it? What? The fanfiction. He whispered the words. The other two remained silent, but it seemed to be answer enough. I saw someone mentioning it in the comments or something, and I heard a bit of your conversation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, I just wanted to check up on you. I closed the door and walked away as soon as I heard that you were talking about me, and... Hey, Ko, it's fine. We know you didn't. Kenma nodded slightly, but Bokuto still remained tense in their arms. Ko, darling, look at me. I'm not mad. It's fine. Bokuto sighed. Okay. If you say so. I do. Have you read it? The ace shook his head. Good. Don't. It's really sad. He frowned a little before nodding again. Fine. Can you tell me what happened though? Kuro exchanged a look with Kenma before the smaller started to speak. You were sick. Very sick. No one was able to help you, and... He hesitated. Then you died. Just died. We knew it was going to happen, but it still hurt so much. I don't want you to be hurt. There is an easy solution for that. Stay alive. Bokuto hugged them tightly. I will. I promise. Ko? Don't tell Keiji, okay? I don't think he would handle it well. Kuro hummed in agreement. He might always look pretty calm, but more often than not, he gets really emotional. And when he does, he tends to keep it to himself and suffer alone. You mean like you just did? Kuro laughed. I guess I'm a bit of a hypocrite too. Don't worry, I won't tell him. But he is very smart. He'll notice if you keep acting this weird. Was it really that obvious? Kenma raised an eyebrow at him. Do you promise not to overwork yourself? The ace nodded eagerly. Okay, thanks. He smiled and kissed Bokuto on his cheek. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope you liked it. I'm really excited for this one, and obviously this is just the first part. I originally planned making it all in one part, but then it got too long, so now it will be 2 parts. Also, now for the very important announcement, I have a collaboration. I've done a collaboration with the channel Omisatsu, this one, check it out. Link is in the description. They are amazing. And we challenge each other to write an AU that we haven't written yet, which for me is Omegaverse, and for them, Haikyu disease. Now, these videos will be uploaded on this Friday, and the next Friday and Saturday. I hope you will like them now, and I hope you have an amazing and wonderful day. Yes.
So